Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Todd Duplantis. When you look your best, you're ready to take on the world. HCC prepares students for careers in cosmetology. And Shenesse Britton joins us now from the Cosmetology Department. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell me, I guess, are there certain levels of certification for cosmetology? What's the shortest one and what's the longest one?
Well, they all require 1,500 hours. Where we have a level 1 certificate, but you can also acquire your associate's degree, which would take 2 years.
Okay. And what do you suggest for students or someone who says, you know, I want to get into this, I eventually want to open my own shop one day? What would be the path to take and how would you suggest to go about it?
The pathway to take would you would take go through the cosmetology courses, and then from there we have an entrepreneurship program, which you can get your business degree. That can transfer into a 4-year institution, which is great for our students, especially the ones that want to open their own salons and practices.
Now, you mentioned something earlier about 1,500 hours. I imagine these are hours of experience where you're out practicing. And tell me about the facilities you have in the labs, I guess. The
1,500 hours is mandated through TDLR, which is Texas Department of License and Regulation, which they go and take an exam. From there, they take a written exam, and then they take a practicum. That way they get the training that they need and the skills that they need to be behind the chair and inside the industry.
So when you leave HCC successfully certified, you're ready to go out, and do you help place students in jobs?
We do. We actually have a job fair every year. One is offered in spring and one is offered in the winter at our Southeast location.
What's the demand for a cosmetologist, for people that you would, and I guess what other paths are available? Because it seems like now it's expanding more than just being a hairstylist.
It is definitely expanding, which is great that you even asked me that question, because in the fall we'll be opening our eyelash extension program, which is an extension of the cosmetology program.
That's a big thing now,
It is a big
Very
thing.
lucrative, I would imagine.
Yes, it is. So it gives our students a pathway to go either with cosmetology, we can go from, because now we have our barbering program and also our eyelash extension program. And then they can also come back and teach for us as well, because we have an instructor's program.
And the barbering program, that seems like that's taken off, because guys are wanting to go in and get the old-fashioned shave and get the hair done.
Yes, it has really taken off. This is our first year offering it.
Right.
Which really went well because we had a waiting list for it. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So it's going really successful, and we offer that at the central location.
Now, you mentioned earlier about going in the entrepreneurship program, which is a great option for folks who are wanting to learn more about the business aspect of it. Do you find most people are wanting to open their own place or to get off into established venues?
When first coming out of school, most want to go into established. They want to get their feet wet and see what it's like. And then I would say maybe 2 to 3 years down the road, they're looking to have their own salon. So
the ultimate goal, get your own salon, then bring people in to work for you, and we have the programs available for them to do that.
Exactly.
You mentioned briefly about the barbering program. Now, what other type of aspects are there out there? If you want to be well-rounded, do you suggest that someone not only become a hairstylist, but also take the eyelash extension? How does that work?
To be well-rounded, what we're offering now, if you're a cosmetologist, you can transfer into the barber program, which is only an extra 300 hours, and you have duplicate license. So you'll be able to have both license, which is great. So you'll be able to teach not only or have the barbering, you also have cosmetology, and you can do eyelash. You can go well-rounded with that.
Now, you mentioned taking the extra, is that 2 different certifications that you can get? It's 2
different certifications.
And what's the difference between the 2?
The difference is with cosmetology versus barbering, the only thing we can't do is use a razor. The only difference. But so we have to go back into that program to be able to hone our skills with the razoring.
So really, because I've seen people cutting hair with razors too, you have to take the barbering for that to be licensed.
Yes.
And I imagine a lot of folks don't know that, right?
They do not know that. They do not know that.
So are there a lot of folks wanting, you said barbering's filled up, but are a lot of folks wanting to get into this profession? Is it expanding? It
has expanding. Barbering is on the increase. Longer the days of the $10 haircuts. You know, the barbers now, if you go into most of the salons, they're $50 and up. So it's a very lucrative field for our barbers to go into.
Shenesse Britton, thanks for joining us and talking about the Cosmetology Department.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. If you'd like to know more about the program, it's very easy. Log on to hccs.edu/cosmetology. For The Topic on HCC TV, I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time.